it's time for everybody's favorite reunion show, Here Is Your Life. And now, here is your Life host, Guy Smiley.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. Tonight's guest has had a wonderful life and is someone you all know and love.
Our dear Wayne Schmidt. Shh, the mystery guest should be here any minute. Now, behind this curtain, there's someone that Wayne has meant a lot to. So we're going to listen, and guess who? There he is now.
Hey, Wayne, I remember a night in Parma, Michigan, where we ate some chocolate chip cookies together. And I also remember a time when we met in multiple meetings together and discussed how to solve the problems of the denomination and the district. And my name's Chad McCullum, and I pastor Compass Church in Byron Center, Michigan. And I'll get it out of the way. I just told Rhonda backstage, Wayne's been here for 30 years, and the best MC they could come up with is one of Wayne's church planners. And so I apologize at the front end for that. It's a great night and a great afternoon to be together. This is a special occasion. Wayne was almost late to the gathering today because he had to offer prayer at an animal rights barbecue, and that was a little sketchy if we'd get him here in time. So I'm glad they got you to your reserved seat there on the front row. I understand that this is a roast for Wayne and an appreciation for Jan. Is that correct? Jan, did you order it that way? Yeah, there you go, yeah. And I'll try to accomplish both of those things in the next few moments. One thing I was thinking about, quite honestly, I told my wife before I left to come here today that roasting Wayne Schmidt is a little bit like roasting like Mother Teresa or somebody. I told my wife, I said, literally, he's pastored the same church for 30 years. He's stayed faithful to his wife over all these years. He's loved his kids, loved his family, written 5 books. I thought he only had 2 or 3 books, and he wrote 5 books. And, great church, great leader, all those things. And I said to my wife, I'm like, what a disappointment, really. Like, it's the best he's got. And maybe if you'd have tried a little harder, Wayne. I did talk, real quick, I did talk to Rich Avery. Rich couldn't be here today. Rich is a former staff member here at Kentwood Community, and now he's the head of Wesleyan Native American Ministries. He's in California today. And I said to Rich, I said, you've got to have a story about Wayne. And Rich said, oh, I've got a great story about Wayne. And I said, what's that? And he said, there was a time that he said we would all take turns going to the hospital. And I went to the hospital to visit this lady in the church that was sick, and the whole time that I was in the hospital, she just kept staring down at the floor, but near where I was standing. He said, I was a little concerned about this. And so I finally said, ma'am, is everything okay? And she said, no, everything's fine. She said, it's just that Wayne was here yesterday, and he stood on all my tubes and nearly killed me. And and that is why we have a minister of pastoral care here at KCC. You may say, well, why doesn't Wayne visit me in the hospital? It's because they love you, people. It's because they care. I got one last thing, and then we're going to bring Wayne and Jan up front, and we're going to have a wonderful time together. Wayne is into exercise, very disciplined, goes to bed at 6:30 every night, wakes up at 4:30 every morning, eats bran and kibble, only watches TV shows with healthy foods in them, which eliminates almost all of television for him. And I was told this actually by one of his exercising friends, I guess you could say. They said that when Wayne first went to the gym, he didn't know his way around very well. And so he walked in and he couldn't find a jump rope one day. And so he went off in the corner and he just stood there and he was just jumping in place, making believe that he was jumping rope. And there's a guy over here on a Stairmaster who said, hey man, why don't you get a jump rope? Why don't you get a real jump rope and jump the rope? And Wayne looked at the guy and said, why don't you get some real stairs and climb some real stairs? And then Wayne looked across the room and said, see that lady on that bike? Why didn't she get a real bike? Like, why you got to single me out? I'm not, because I'm the only pastor in the room and I'm aging with grace? Why is that? And so, anyway, Wayne, I'll tell you this, and this is the roasting portion. There'll be other roasters to come. I just want you to know I'm the best of all of these. So, Wayne has taught me One of the things Wayne has taught me, and he's taught me this very, very well, and I've been in a whole lot of different environments with him. I'm thrilled to be able to call Kentwood Community Church our parent church, and Compass Church had a great morning today, and just thrilled to be able to call Kentwood our parent church, thrilled to be able to call Wayne a mentor and friend. And Wayne has taught me to choose my words well, and I'm still learning this lesson. Like, I've been in some moments where I didn't choose words well, but I want to say it, and then we're going to get on with the evening, and I want to choose these words well. Wayne, the contribution that you have made to my life is truly significant, and what you have invested in me as a leader and as a follower of Jesus, I truly cherish, and I'm honored to call you friend, and I pray God's best for you and for Jan on the next step of the journey. Let's celebrate even as we start tonight. Go ahead, we're going to welcome Wayne and Jan. Go ahead and come on up. There we go.
Thanks, Ron.
Yeah. Now, Now, what's that? Oh, yeah, those are for you. I'm told those are for you. Yeah, have a seat, everybody. We'll be here until 9 o'clock, and Wayne goes to bed at 6:30, so we got to keep moving. One thing I was thinking about that I failed to mention, 8 words. My wife said this was the best I had, so I got to make sure I use it. 8 words you'll never hear said about Wayne Schmidt, and here they are. I just saw Pastor Wayne at the mall. 8 words you've never heard said about Wayne Schmidt. I just saw Pastor Wayne at the mall. Okay, apparently that wasn't my best. This is going to be a great night, great afternoon together. We're going to spend time looking back, and there's wonderful photos that you've seen along the way already. Spend some time talking about stories and reflecting, and we've got wonderful special guests. Like, they started with the A-list, and then they got to us. And so that's what you've got, is what's left over. And I think someone